One of the hardest parts on the journey to becoming a better version of yourself is honestly leaving people behind that either no longer serve you or are no longer going to be able to be on the journey with you because they were only in your life for a season or a reason in the first place. But I think the hardest part, even harder than letting them go, is to knowing which ones to let go. But I think the easiest way to be able to tell is by not listening to what people say and watching what they do. Because at the end of the day, especially these days, and I feel like it's because a lot of people are on social media, and so they're able to recite things that they see on social media or that they hear on social media, and they try to take on this persona that they think is going to best serve them in this life, but they don't realize that that works for social media and that's it. But I feel like a lot of people, they say a lot of things and they just aren't able to back up the things that they say. Everyone suddenly knows everything about being loyal. Everyone suddenly knows everything about being honest. So why do we have all these problems then? If everyone's so loyal, everyone's so trustworthy, everyone's so keeping it real, what's the problem? But that's why listening to people say, I'm this, I do this, or you mean this to me, it literally is should go in one ear and out the other. And watch their actions. Do they act like you mean much to them? Do they act like a person who cares about loyalty? Are they honest? Do they tell the truth? Because it's as simple as that. I think a lot of us choose to ignore certain things that are right in front of our face. And it's because people serve certain purposes in our life. That's why there's the saying, people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. So you need these people for whatever reason you need them for. But now that we're going into different seasons of our lifetime, those reasons are not the same anymore. You needed them then, you don't need them now. And I think that it's tough to come to that conclusion and make those moves when it isn't a big fallout. It isn't someone betrayed me. It isn't someone backstabbed me. It's just you no longer serve a purpose here. And I may no longer serve a purpose for you either. And I'm going to be accepting of that. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is meant to be in our lives for a lifetime. But I think that we like to think they are because if everything is so was so great one day, how is it not today? And I think that there's just these questions that we always want answers to that maybe there just aren't answers to. Maybe it just is because it is what it is. But I think that you are doing yourself a disservice and you're disrespecting yourself when you keep people around you that do not understand your value, or people who understand your value and are only around to take from you and bring nothing to you. Because we all play a part in the people in our lives' stories. But what part are we playing? And I think that we don't think about that enough. We don't look at ourselves in that way enough to wonder, what is it that I do for others? I know what I want people to do for me. I know what I expect from other people. But what not only what do I do, but what could I do better? And sometimes by the time you find that answer, it's a little too late, especially for somebody that's on their journey the way we all are. Because once you're on that journey and once you start to see life differently and once the things that used to matter to you don't matter to you anymore, you can't even look at a person the same. It's almost like grieving someone that is still alive because that person is no longer the person that you once knew. And it's either because they changed or you did. Maybe you leveled up and now you are seeing this person for who they are rather than who you needed them to be. And it's almost, it's, even though it's painful, it's also peaceful because it shows you're doing something right. You're heading in the right direction. Now, mind you, this doesn't need to happen with all your people around you. Some people are meant to be around for a lifetime. Some people are meant to grow with you. But some people are not meant to go with you, you know? And I think figuring that out, the sooner the better. Because you never want people to hold you back. You never want people to stick around and overstay their welcome. Especially when they're only ever around to get from you. And take. Eventually you're going to be left with nothing. Because people come around you and they take, but they don't give anything. And I think that a great example of this is, think about a time where someone really needed you and you were there for them. And then think about a time where you needed that same person. Was the energy the same? Was it even halfway the same? If it wasn't, you got your answer. It's simple stuff like that that could tell you who's really down with you for the long term and who's just around to be in a category that is just not going to be substantial or long lasting. So I think that when we have people in our lives as well, we always assume that everyone needs to be in a certain category that we need them to fit in, and not realizing that maybe some people are meant for other categories. Instead of the people around you needing to be your best friends, maybe this just needs to be a person that I go out and have drinks and catch up with twice a year. Maybe this person is a person that is like a workout person that we can go to the gym and get a workout in, but we don't really hang out outside of that. Maybe this person's an acquaintance and we don't see each other at all, but if we run into each other, it's all love. I think that once we stop having these expectations of people in our lives that can't fit into the roles we need them to be in, it'll be so much easier to sift out who indeed is those people that are going to be around and in your inner circle and go with you down this new journey, because they're either going to be also on a journey and you both are growing together, or they're helping you along the way to become the best version of you that you need to be. Maybe they don't need to be on a journey. Maybe they already are. Maybe they do already have things in them that you can learn from. And just imagine how beneficial that can be for you, to have people around you that are not just taken from you, but are filling you up in such a way that you can't buy, you can't just ask for. It just naturally just happens. Being around them teaches you stuff. Being around them fulfills you in a way that not a lot of people could. Having people around you filling your head with all these broken promises, all these letdowns, you know? After a while, it's like, okay, do you want good people around you or not? Are you really going to hold on to dead weight and drag it with you on the way to where you're going? It's only going to take you longer because the weight is heavier. We got to stop allowing people to fill our heads up with all this bullswiss and calling it roses, and stop listening to what people say and start watching what they do.